Well, I have most of it translated. Still missing a few characters. But I think we have enough that I can figure out what they are in their context. Everything else. I have just this consonant left to translate. It feels like there's two characters. I also figure out one of the ones that looks like S is actually a Z. I think we have a ch sound there, although I'm not 100% sure. This one seems to be air, as in the air. This one's more of an which I guess to make that clear. Now it still goes error. Error, yeah, no. Oh yeah, I can make that a U. So I started translating the manual from the beginning because I think I have enough I can do this. Well, obviously I'm going purely off of memory at this point because I'm not making a copy of this and drawing over it. At least I don't think I am. I can tell page 20 is cards. Below hints and clues on page 23 would be praying. And then page 41, which was what gave me the sh sound, is the far shore. Far shore makes the most sense. Now, as for this preamble here for the story, I have the first sentence translated, which gave me air, because that character is right there in the first word. It's a th sound followed by something. When I translate the rest of it, lived a civilization of great power. There is the only word that makes sense. And that was reinforced by when we go to this page. That top character is the, and then the main character only makes sense if it's air, because obviously that's the air. Alright, so on with the rest of this paragraph. I believe that's they, yeah. They... So... They built a... Built a city? Oh yeah, they built a city. I think that's, yeah. City, and so... Something indeed. And... might help if I zoom in on the paragraph for you. I'll be able to follow along there a little better. Built a city and... Yeah, with, again, it's an invert of the other sound that I know of, but it's the only other phoneme that makes sense. So they built the city, and within that, I'm assuming, yeah, within that city, they built a okay, that's not an R. In that city, they built a palace. They held sake of something. Held. Oh, they held sacred. They held sacred the. Wait, do I have that character? I should. I'm looking on the third line after the. That's an S, and then I'm on the vowel character, and I'm like, I should have that. I should have that. Double check. I was looking at the ones that I'm missing. They aren't it. So I'm just. Yeah, it's E. It's E. So they held sacred the secrets. Yeah, that is a V. Yeah, the secrets is probably of. Yeah. So they held sacred the secrets of the Holy Cross. And well, I have two vowel sounds missing from my translations, but yeah. And one consonant sound, and going by the question mark, actually I can get rid of that one. I guess I'll redraw the her. Yeah, there's two uhs, and I have a feeling they're very similar pronunciations of uh. Alright, so they held sacred the secrets of the Holy Cross. And have that one, and under. I about to say understood, but that's not ooh. That's under. Ah, understand. Understood. Yeah, it still is understood. It's not the long O I was thinking of, it's more of the sound. Understood. Understood. I'm going to... No, that's an N. About to say that's prayer because I used to seeing the plateau of the P. I'll just ask this, Destin. Are the two sounds that aren't used the two that aren't translated on this spreadsheet right now? As in, is it this one and this one that aren't used? Okay. Cool, then I don't want to know. When it's fully translated, you can tell me. Because I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, funny they didn't use that, but right now that's just gonna help me translate it in a... Help me translate it's I think the wrong phrasing. I think it's just I don't want that level of help just yet. Missing is a mean one. What, you mean this one? Because right now I have, I believe, just 3 characters that aren't translated. Where was I? Oh, right. Play cross and understood. That's a P. L. And then that vowel is A. And what is the last vowel? That's an N. They understood the cleaner? I'm gonna double check it. Yeah, that's a P. Understood the plain. I assume the next word will make that make more sense. Understood the planar. That's probably a true. Yeah, I understood the planar nature. Inner nature of... That's... Yeah, Inner nature of... Okay, what's this next one? Oh, the planar nature of reality, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's the last character. Because reality... Yeah, reality, that's probably E. Yeah, no, that is E. It's just E by itself. They held sacred the secrets of the Holy Cross and understood the planar nature of reality. A memory says that's a V. It is a V. And so then I'm gonna guess the word is ventured, but let's double check that. Then just going off the first three phonemes. Yeah, that's true. So, yep, or they ventured. They ventured to the F. Probably the far shore, isn't it? Yeah, they ventured to the far shore. Yep. Ventured to the far shore. And it sought power. Power from the power from the spaces? No, that's not. Yeah, that's an S and an E. And that's the Z. And sought power from the really spaces. That's the next one's probably between, isn't it? I see the T in there already. So they ventured to the far shore and sought power from the spaces, probably between. Yep, that's a B, and that's me, and that's Teak. And I see an E there, so the W is, yeah, that's a W. Yeah, that's 10. Power from the spaces between. Okay. Can I recall the full paragraph? There lived a civilization of great power. They recall the gist. No, they built a city, and within that city, they built a palace. They held sacred secrets of the Holy Cross, and understood plainer nature of reality. They ventured to the far shore and sought power from the spaces between. Oh, already sounding like hubris. Okay. Probably is. Let me confirm that. No, as. That is as. As is. As is. Oh, is that? That's the character I don't have translated yet. Alright, so as is you something. Yeah, there were some translations that I was going through, and I'm like, how are they enunciating these words? Because remember, everyone has an accent. Everyone does. Different accents enunciate different things. Like, for example, and this won't come into play in this manual, but the accent that I have, the t sound, is very rarely even spoken. And now I'm thinking of it, I'm blanking on words where that happens. So how does he enunciate and stop? Oh yeah, that's rough. And again, it'll also be a lot of work to translate into other languages too. You need to make sure that the translation also conveys not just the literal meaning, but the actual contextual meaning. And then retranslate that again. And if this were AAA, I could see them having the manpower to do that, although I also see the company deciding not to even bother with this, because why the fuck would they? Only care about quarterly earnings. As an indie, yeah, I don't know how big the studio is, but that was probably a lot of work for them. Although once they decide on the language, it was probably easy to translate because they already spoke English. Ten 10,000 people or 10,000 days? Or 10,000 minutes? Or 10,000 seconds? Or 10,000 years? Or did it take 10,000 translations? $10,000. Actually, I can see what. I don't know how big Arkvale is. Guess I'll admit I haven't heard of Arkvale before. But I can see 10,000 being reasonable, even if it's short dialogue, just because. And it took me a long while to realize this. The most expensive thing in the development process is people. Because if you buy like a piece of hardware, that's like a couple $1,000s. Hassle. How much time looking at? Yeah, you can pronounce that Arch or Arc. They're both at least accepted in my region of the world. most expensive part about development is the people. Because if you're, say, buying hardware, let's say you're going for the super cutting edge just so you don't have to run into performance issues. Maybe $5,000 for a PC. Okay. It sounds expensive, but that's a one-time cost. Maybe it costs a few hundred a month for internet, 200 for electricity. The person you have that PC for, you'll be paying at least $2,000 a month. If we assume... Yeah, no, if they're closer to my search, I know they aren't. I know game dev salaries tend to be on the lower end. They're probably getting paid $3,000 a month. So that's like, say, $600 for utilities, and that can be shared. That's like not going to scale up too much more. And like $5,000 per person you hire onto the team. If even, maybe you just say, alright, do your development work on like this little laptop that costs us like $800. And then when we want to do the full testing, just put it onto the $5,000 rig. They could do that too. And then it costs $3,000 a month, which, yeah, that's $36,000 a year. And it takes how many years to develop a game? So even by the second month, the person has cost more than, even at that low-end salary, has cost more than the PC that you would consider expensive to build. And now you have how many people that are working on it? So, yeah, it's the most expensive thing is definitely the people. It's something I hadn't quite sunk in until, I think, a couple of years ago. So costing $10,000 to translate. Assuming you're paying them a decent salary, that may have been a few months' work. And if it wasn't a few months' work, yeah, that's pretty expensive. Unless you're translating into multiple languages. Translating into multiple languages, then that's multiple translators that has to be paid. Either way, I can see it costing $10,000. Oh yeah, that's an average. Assuming it is exactly 10 languages, that's an average of $1,000 per translation. Which, yeah, is actually means there wasn't that much to translate at all, but that still is like, at best, 2 weeks worth of translating. Probably closer to 1 week if they're paid fairly. Are you trying to build an arch in my chat right now? Yeah, the spacing doesn't work. Yeah, the vertical spacing is way too far for that. But I think you might have confirmed what I think arch is. Rather... Yeah, I can see the spacing's way off in chat. Yeah, anyways, I have this first phrase up until a comma to translate, because as is you something. You something... Ooh. Oh, that's actually two characters I don't know. It's one of the vowels I don't know and the consonant I don't know. Let me get that. There we go. Yeah, so that I see is that one and that one. So I can't actually translate that word right now. I don't have enough info to guess. Still, with words that would start... Let me just reconfirm that's a Y sound. Yeah, that's a Y. Hey, Frost. I'd say things are gonna be brain draining, but satisfying today because I am translating the manual, and I've run into the two characters I haven't translated side by side, and I just have 3 left. I'm trying to think, so, of what I can tell, and by the way, I'm on the first line, that first phrase there, right before the comma, because that is as is something. It's a Y, an oo, a consonant I don't know, another oo, a vowel I don't know, and then an oo. And I'm trying to think of words that could fit that. Because if I can do that, if that clicks, then I might just get 2 characters for the price of 1 word. Is it usual? As is usual? Yeah, I can see why that's a bullshit consonant. That is it. You really don't even think about that until you say it. Zh. How would I even spell that? But then... Usual... So... Oh, that's so weird. I already have some... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Usual. Now, this is assuming it's the H. We'll leave a question mark there. Yeah, like there's the one that I had just says O. I know that's it's pronounced like the O in old or gold. So it's not exactly O or ah or anything else, but I don't really know how else I'd spell that. So just leave it as O. And the actual long O is the double O. And of course we have the long I, which is the double E. Yeah, what I have O as in toe is here. Or actually, no, that's oo, isn't it? Yeah, no, those are subtly different. The O and toe and the O and old are a bit different with how I pronounce them. Unless there's ol, which is all, and then O for toe. Yeah, oo is in two. Yes, that is indeed correct. Alright, for a pronunciation thing, a good example right there is item. Is it item? 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 He's pronounced it all three of those ways. And also, I pronounce that item. If you listen carefully, the item, I don't really say the T. Yeah, that ow. The ow as in south is how I got that. Yeah, for the as and n for a short E, I have the EH, because I believe I've seen that phoneme spelt that way. And I have two uhs, and that's probably just an accent thing. And this one is I, as an eye doctor. I know that's how you. From hiragana going into Romanji, that's how you'd spell that. Fourth Mississippi. You know, these two characters, though, were definitely confusing until I started kind of multiple words with them in there, because S and Z, when actually used in words, are very, very similar. In fact, to the point that these two are also basically the same as far as my accent goes. Which is why I'm like, is it really? Because that's the only thing that makes sense there. Yeah, where was I? So I'm assuming that's usual. Which, as I said, if that's true, the fuck is the vowel? Usual. It's an sound, or a variation of Oh. Are they really gonna fixate on the A in usual to be usual? Just sounds weird to say, but it's technically correct. I don't even know what to put down the note. Usual. Yeah, it's not usual. Yeah, there's an extra sound in there. Ah, crap. My accent doesn't enunciate that, actually. Like, at all. Like the T in item. It's too faint for me to make out what letter it could be. Yeah, yes. Guess we go for text-to-speech unusual. Actually, I could probably use this sort of text-to-speech, couldn't I? Yeah, this sort does have text-to-speech. I remember I think I disabled that for most roles. I should not put this in town square. Where do I put this? I don't remember if I actually disabled it for most roles or not. I just remember going like, huh, this could be abused to annoy people.
D. Said usual.
Hmm. Alright, fine, Dessa. You want the TTS? Here you go.
D. Said usual.
Yeah, here that sounds like an from the text to speech. I will take your pronunciation though. Alright. But it is usual. Okay. You know, I never thought of oi as two separate sounds. You know, that, uh, hmm, hmm. How I don't say it, that would probably be an eh. Usually, just a fancy way of saying it. Yeah, that is technically something that exists, but man, how do you spell that properly? Again, I just see and go oi. So that doesn't help me specifically. Or rather, I get the sound you're going for and focusing on the I part of oi, but writing down oi as the character doesn't help me. Seriously? Oi? As is usually? Oh god, I can't even pronounce it like that. Ugh. It just ties my tongue. Trying to insert an oi into usual. You know, I'm gonna stick with mine for now just because it's more intelligible to me, and leave a question mark so that way I know it could be changed. Yeah, that's how I'm going. Unusual, or rather, as is usual, because we have y, rabbi and rabbi the and an and then our new character I, and then oh, that does mean it's I. I can agree English is stupid, but the way you phrase that sounds like you're saying I'm stupid for pronouncing it usual. Okay, need to unbind those back buttons. There we go. Oh yeah, for fucking sure. I can't be example because it's right there in the notes. Item. How many different ways can you pronounce that? I think of at least 3. In just the last 2 words, the EM you can pronounce as M, am, or im. Or I tem, I tim, I tum, I tam. Anywho, as is usual. Vowel first into an N, that's an I. Oh, as is usual, and all. Okay, I might need to correct the based on how this word turns out. Oh, they're all vowel first in this word. In alluring. Double checking that. Yeah, that is an I. Yeah, so as is usual, and alluring. Right. An alluring old. Something. An alluring old power. Was looks funny. I could remember the W, so I know that's was. It just looks funny as a word. Phonetics are fun, aren't they, Alyssa? As usual, an alluring old power was... The D, what's the vowel again? Followed by... Yeah, that's the S. Funny thing about the Z sound is S is pronounced like a Z so often, I just automatically know, oh yeah, it's that sound, it's an S then. Which really threw me off of, like, why are there 2 S's here? Not right, that vowel. Up top. This is usual, alluring old power was... This. Yeah, it's this, and that looks like a K. Sorry, sometimes knowing half the word just makes it more confusing. This... Oh, never mind, there's no vowel on the S. As is usual, an alluring old power was this. That's probably discovered, isn't it? Yeah, there's a D there, and that's probably the. Yeah. As is usual, an alluring old power was discovered. Yeah, you learn about that, or at least most people probably would have learned of that in Elden Ring, where they still use the old spelling. One thing I personally don't like about English is what they did to C, and why they introduced K. Because we're basing English off of Latin, or rather rooting it in Latin. Latin doesn't have a K. In fact, every letter has exactly one pronunciation to it. There's an S for this, and then there's a C for the K. And then you go to English, and now C is K and S. So they have to introduce a new letter, K, to be distinct. At which point, what the why did you do that to C in the first place? Oh, or the oddity is an X, because that's just a KS, except when it's the first letter, at which point it becomes a Z. English is fucked. That makes a lot of sense, Decim. Yeah, yeah, it's like, if you say Caesar, I know you're not speaking Latin, that's for goddamn sure. Which of course then became yield, because I don't think I need to say it. Or rather, I'd like to say it because people are dumb, but also it could just be people are ignorant. It's both, isn't it? Yep, because English. Alright, the next one, that's an F, and I have blinked on the vowel there. Common one, though. Ah, yeah. Really? Oh. Alright. Oh, is that Foss? It. No, where is that character? Fossil. Fossils, probably. Yeah, I know I've seen the final vowel, I don't have translated, I just didn't have enough back then to translate it. Like, enough to contextually isolate it. And I can't control F for it, so I'll find it when I find it. Yeah, I think I ran into this character like at least 3 times while trying to translate some stuff, and I'm just like, I'm missing too many characters to figure out what this is. Yeah, the ing was definitely a stretch because I'm like, isn't that like 2 sounds together? But at the same time, it only made sense if it was ing. Oh, and I got that from statues. Because I'm like, this sound, what is this? I can tell it's statues, but what phoneme are they using? Right, it's because freaking T's in the middle of words are not pronounced like T's. Yeah, that's what's doing. I was pronouncing it. I was pronouncing it to myself, and I'm like, yeah, that is a ch, isn't it? K is easy though, because the character itself looks like a K. D was one of the first ones, so that one I remember. I know, we don't even pronounce the T in bitch. At least I don't. Alright, I finished the first sentence, and I was starting on the second one, which has fossils. That's of. I think I've seen that weird ass looking word character enough. Yeah, it's of. At this point, I'm not even translating the characters in the or of, I'm just seeing the word as a whole. Because the is just the double up area. Let's see, fossils of... Really another F? Fossils of self? Really? I mean, if you're getting philosophical and metaphorical on me, then alright, that clause makes sense, but... I was just hoping to be more literal. Fossils of self... Unyield. Really? Unyield? Double check that. Yeah. And then E. L. E. Think you're a deploying machine. Yeah, no, trying to write tunic in the YouTube chat does not work, yes. It does not align properly. Appreciate the effort. Not paying off. Also, self, unyield. Could it be an unyield? Like the different pronunciation of Yeah, figuring out the alignments a little bit. I can tell the first character is a B, so I have a feeling on what you're trying to write. Yep. Do it. Alright, now that one's a V. So I'm talking about the manual right now. Because I know V is like, oh, it's a K, but the first arm is inverted. So unyield, I forget what that vowel is. I should zoom this out. Like that, like 80%. Yeah, that works. 80%'s good. Alright, so you may be trying to say unyield, whatever. Normally go unyielding. The fossils of self, unyield. The unyield visions of the. Again, the hell is that first word? Unyield. Yeah, it's unyield. That's definitely E, not oo, or anything else. Unyield visions of I think that's F. Yeah. Unyield visions of there's Y. Unyield visions of the few. Oh, few. Few. It's like, why is there a Y after an F? And now I'm like, oh yeah, it's few. Few. Alright, so the rest of the characters. Future. Unyield visions of the future. Or so doesn't make sense. Alright, so fossils of self, unyield visions of future. Fuck is unhealed? And then... yeah, that's an eh. Yeah, that looks like eh. NT. Hey, there's an N2. Oh, that's N2. Entombed. Missing the Y from unyield. I do go unyield with the Y in there. This is unyield. which just sounds like you're using eel as a verb. Fossils of self, unhealed visions of the future. Exactly. Glad you're here to help, because otherwise I think I'd be as frustrated as you are at some of these words. There's more unyielding going on. Alright, so that was... Alright, so I'm on the third line. So... Yeah, so entombed. Uh... no, not quite op. Yeah, it is op. And... Do I have an AH? Ah, there. Oh, right. Your says my ah is that, which... Yeah, I can see when you go ah, and you spell that out. You just spell it with H's, not W's. I just went with ah, A-W, because that's much more specific in how it's pronounced in words. Yeah, I guess I'll get rid of the H and go ah. This and. Hmm. Maybe I'll leave it. I'll get rid of the question mark, though. It's and also going to be the same thing. Also, yeah, no, that's fine. And you've confirmed that's just the and the. And honestly, I feel confident about G as well. The different THs that to me would just be the same phoneme. It's F and there, the and F. Yeah, there's barely any difference in how my mouth forms both of those sounds. If any other examples of a soft scroll back up in chat. So thing, that, and this. So from this and oh my god, that's a very different. Like, yeah, I was about to mention that now that I scroll down. It for the softer one, I can feel more air escaping out the sides of my tongue, but like that's it. Still sounds virtually the same. And I guess whoever devised the language has an accent that actually has a distinct difference between those two. There isn't one for mine. I mean, yes, there's technically a difference, but it's so minor, you just say, nah, they're the same. Like, it's as different as they could be because the vowel after is different. You're just pronunciating the vowel next to it, not the actual self. Which just leaves the. I need to go back to here. 5. Plus, there's the two uhs, which I know this is the same one we have in the. And then there's this one. And then there's confirming how I'm going to spell this one, but I know it's that sound. Yeah. Yeah, walking. Hey, I'm walking here. Yeah, that's also why when non-native English speakers actually learn to speak English well, it sounds so off because they're actually enunciating all of the letters and they're saying things correctly. When those of us who grew up with it and speak it colloquially drop a fuck ton of the word. Alright, where was I? I know I finished the second line because that is fossils of self, unyield visions of the future, and entombed, and I'm gonna guess that's sealed. No, that's an S and a T, a K. Entombed, and shit, it's a vowel I've been seeing a lot and still haven't memorized it. Tuned and cast. Fire. Yeah. Yeah, I can. When you spell it how it's pronounced, it is very hard to tell that's fighting, but man, I totally see how you'd pronounce it that way. Yeah, I mean, handwritings become less and less pronounced. Like, I tend to think of my handwriting as chicken scratch, and I'm kind of surprised it's this legible at the moment, because, like, yeah, we don't really do handwriting much anymore. Actually, what I'm really surprised by is this is, even though I'm writing with a mouse, it's actually kind of close to how I'd write with a pencil. When's the last time I wrote with a pencil? Yeah, British. Because there is some handwritten tunic in here. Why you mentioned that, I assume. Yeah, fair. I mean, if you practice it on a daily basis, you can't really forget it. I did not plan to go that far, and I'm leaning towards not, but you've planted the idea. Well, it's the only name we got, and technically it's not for the language, but maybe it is, maybe it's not, we don't know. Also, because I'm remembering this and I haven't translated it. Where is it? There we go. The title itself has TUNIC language in it. The actual title splits it. Oh, and the EXE is called Secret Legend. Thought I'd point that out. Fuck, that says Secret Legend, doesn't it? God damn it, it does! Well, that's another way besides the fox and sword note in the back. I love how this game just hides shit in plain sight like that. Alright. As is usual, and alluring old power was discovered. Fossils of self, unyield visions of the future. I just blanked on the word it was. Entombed, I believe. That's the wrong one. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Entombed and cast into probably Ka, right? Yeah. Or Ka. The guy? Is it gonna be sarcophagi? Yeah, sarcophagi. Oh, unhealed visions of the future, entombed and cast into sarcophagi. And I see this character. I see the Ah character so often in translating this. And it's still like, I see it, I'm like, what character is that? I know I've seen it before, even though I translated it like several words ago. That one just does not stick in my memory. Yield cast into sarcophagi. And that's just and. That was like 4 words ago. Just how little of just the ah sound does not stick with me. Oh, I think there's the character. Yeah, no, not quite. That's air. So, buried. Fossils of self, unyield visions of the future, entombed and cast into sarcophagi and buried. Nah, it's the last letter. So I think as long as I can make sense of the word it's in, I can figure that out. I just have to encounter it. And again, if it's like unyield, then yeah. I'll take help when that happens. The hell did they miss the Y? So far we have the they went to the far shore, and as is usual, I guess they've done this a lot, to find an alluring old power, which is sarcophagi buried in the ground containing fossils of themselves, which yield visions of the future. As always, yeah. You just find ancient powers, as you do. Alright, so, I want to say Lee. Yeah, that is E. Leave. Yeah, the almost the missing character, not quite a lever. I know, right? Just like an everyday occurrence, man. Alright, so a lever in the ha. I'm remembering the ah now. Canana. What? Again, when you have half the word and you're like, the fuck is this? That happened on the first line with, I think, Discovered, where I got half of it and I'm like, what the fuck is this word? Ugh. Alright, so a lever in the... Oh wait, that's two different ahs, isn't it? Let me double check that. Yeah. Nah. Nah. But, wait, what? Is this canonical? Canonical. A lever in the canonical. Lever in the canonical. Whoa. Lever in the canonical plane. Yeah, this place is just talking metaphors, ain't it? Lever in the canonical plane. A store. Better not be the skull merchant we've been finding. A lever in the canonical plane. A store of... I know a store could also be a place to store things. That's why it's called a store. But, you know, I might just go straight to the merchant. That's also a store, according to English. I haven't seen a Radio Shady sponsorship ad in a long time, and because I do ad blocker, I haven't seen any ads outside of Discord with the ads in the embeds, which I was getting lucky with today and started to think, oh, maybe they rolled it back, but no, I don't like the 20th video I got an ad. I'm like, ah, right. What I know is, in general, when a company tends to spend a lot on advertising, that's money they aren't spending on making their product good. I know it's a bit of a cherry-picked example, but Warframe, I don't think they do any advertising. Or much of any advertising. I have not seen any adverts, I only hear about it through word of mouth. So... And then there's Call of Duty, which does a lot on advertising, and it's a shit game. Yeah, well, lucky you. Maybe I can get Discord running in Firefox browser. I have the app. I have the app itself. Now I have to put that in the right spot. There. Yeah. And in there, like, for up until like a few days ago, maybe a week ago at this point, embeds had no ads at all. It's just like you watch it in the embed and like, yeah, cool, it's right there. And then I was like, I hit play on like one of the old songs going through the old AAs, and I'm like, there's an ad here. Fuck, when they do that? Or an ad blocker for Discord. Yeah, it kind of is. I also have Discord on my phone, which I have, which is like, how long has it been since I put that on there? A couple of months? A few months? I forget how long, but it wasn't until like, definitely less than a year. I have not been using my phone much until recently, when I've gotten bored at work. I'm like, yeah. See what people use their phones for now. I'm not sure what browsers don't run on Chromium these days, except for Fire. No, I think Firefox runs on an old version of Chromium. Anyway, I got Firefox. I know if you remember from a while ago, I think I said I switched to Opera GX. It seems so nice, but I'm just like, Firefox, I can get similar memory management, not quite as precise, but honestly kind of better. And more privacy. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, Opera's Chromium. Yeah, I think with Opera GX is that it let you set exactly how much of your CPU and how much of your RAM browser could use. And so it'd start culling tabs. And by culling, I mean like unloading tabs, not like remove them from your tab stash in order to stay under those limits. But I have a thing in Firefox just called tab stashes that I have set up to when I click off of a tab, it just unloads the tab. So I only ever have one tab in memory at a time. Yeah, yeah. I was kind of wondering how the hell Opera GX gets all its money. It's been seeing more and more Opera GX ads around, and like at first, the first time I heard about it, I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. And I started to wonder how exactly do they make their money if they don't really do ads in the browser. And I'm like, probably data harvesting. That should be fair. Google does that too. It's not like they're unusual in that regard, but it just feels a little strange. So I think they have like a lot of levers to control the browser in Opera GX, like a lot. Uh, yeah, when they have Facebook Messenger built into that, I feel like privacy is not one of them. That's what I remember. It was the manifest, because I think that was going to cause some sites to break. Yeah, that's why they're sticking to 2.0, at least for now. Alright. Where was I again? Advertisers ruin a lot of things. I'm just digging through our memory because I haven't dealt with RSS feeds, but I feel like that's just a way to go about the internet without a browser. Which a subsection might... I mean, there still are people using RSS, it never really fully died off, but reducing in popularity, and maybe it'll surge in popularity with Chromium 3 is finally forced on everyone. And where was I in this paragraph? Alright, so lever in the canonical plane, store of something. Store of... that's probably potential. There's the O we have in tow. Different from the O I pronounced in old. Yeah, that's a... so potent... yeah, potential. Potential, not ill. Alright. So the lever of the canonical plane is store of potential. Yeah, they're the same character as far as I've seen in TUNIC. Is that the... no, not quite. That one is error. It... E and H, so per... perhaps enunciate perhaps. Okay. Perhaps it is the hey, no, that's perhaps it is the Fey. It's the E, isn't it? Yeah. Perhaps it is. I'm gonna assume that's the Fable. Oh, Fabled. It didn't even translate all the letters. I saw the LD. I'm like, yeah, no, that has to be Fabled. I have an off for that. Fable. Oh, old. Yeah, yeah. Perhaps it is the fabled. Alright, that the fabled prize, isn't it? Yeah. Perhaps it is the fabled prize, the power to defy death. So, as is usual, as one does, an alluring old power was discovered. Fossils of self, unyield visions of the future, entombed and cast in no, not cast into sarcophagi and buried. A lever of the canonical plane, store of potential. Perhaps it is the fabled prize, power to defy death. So it sounds like they just kind of went to the far shore, found a sarcophagi that have them dead selves in it. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. But maybe this is the power to defy death. I don't know where they got that from. A terrible power rises. That's probably, yeah, isn't it? Yeah. It is. God, it's complicated. No, the disc. Discover. I know it's the first word I figured out just based on context without actually knowing it was phonetics. Double up arrow. Ugh. Alright, so this, and that's. I think. Yeah. S. A disc. Yeah. Disca of. Better. The discover. Yeah. Discover. Oh, yeah. The discovering hero. I saw the ing and I was like, how does that make sense without the I? And just now notice the dot underneath it, which means yes, it is the discovering hero. The discovering hero opened opened a tomb and starting to recognize and as a whole rather than individual characters. And yeah, that's that and revealed. Yeah, that's probably terrible, but let me translate it to confirm. Ter uh ugh. Terrible. Yeah. I will say, yeah, Miyazaki has, rather, this is just a story that's been circulating around, but Miyazaki, the director for Dark Souls, said that his storytelling was inspired by the fact that as a kid, he'd read English books, but he couldn't speak English at fucking all. So he just kind of pieced things together from what little he knew and imagined the rest, and that's why Dark Souls descriptions have so many blanks in the story there. You imagine the rest. It's a nice experience. Alright, so the discovering hero opens a tomb and reveals a terrible, you'd normally say secret, well, that's a T. Terrible, a terrible truth. Actually, that's also how Latin's learned too. Latin became spoken-wise a dead language long before we actually studied it. So what we think Latin's pronounced by, I think, is just based on really what's written, and I think what comparisons we can draw. But yes, it does raise the question of how we're so certain some letters are pronounced a certain way, and I never really pursued an answer to that question. A cathedral was built to probably venerate. Nope. To no, that's venerate. A tomb was built to venerate this, probably. Yeah. Venerate this. Ooh. No, that can't. No, that is it. Moon. Really? Might mean own. Yeah, that looks like ooh. And it's got missing the same amount of sides. Okay, so the cathedral was built to venerate this own. Not quite the missing character, but we're getting close. Yes. Oh, and to venerate this own origin. Really, this own origin. Own origin of life. So the discovering hero opened a tomb and reveals a terrible truth. The cathedral was built to venerate this own origin of life. and the faith and the faithful were oops, yeah, we're and the faithful were granted grace. The faithful were granted grace of grace of whole something. And the faithful were granted grace of holy. That's probably going to be cross. No, that's not quite cross. The grace of holy be oh, that is holy. Um, Oblivion? Yeah, okay. Powerful power rises. The discovering hero opened a tomb and revealed a terrible truth. Cathedral was built to venerate this own origin of life, and the faithful were granted the grace of holy oblivion. Someday it'll say Morrowind, but today it says Tunic. And I'm thinking next it should say Arrow GPX, but I don't know. Decide on that afterwards. You still have to do the golden path. Translating's taking a while. I mean, you realize that we spent 2 hours trying to translate 2 pages? And again, they are entirely in Tunic, unlike the rest, which, yeah, there's some more text-dense stuff to do, but a bit more English to go. What is thrown into ruin? Yeah, the lever. Lever. Overworked. Yeah, the lever overworked. Uh, yeah, the fold. The fulcrum. That's probably says the fulcrum shattered. Honestly, yeah, that should say that. All right, Desmond. So translate the rest without your help. Have a good one. Catch you next week. Alright, the lever overworked, the fulcrum shattered. A hole in truth will yep, a hole in true. Yeah, into true, so true. Hole in truth will thunder. Guess it's thunder open. Yeah. A hole in truth will thunder open and all manner of this really this why all manner of disk, yeah, that is W and I. And all manner of disquiet. Hole in truth will thunder open, and all manner of disquiet. On contradictions. And all manner of disquiet contradictions will gnaw. Yeah, that's up. Not apart. Yeah, will gnaw apart the. This is a long sentence. It's 2 lines and then some. Will gnaw apart the the canonical not on the canonical plane. Alright, so a hole in truth will thunder open. and all manner of disquiet contradictions will gnaw apart the canonical plane. Yeah, so the thread is snagged into us. Into a square. Yeah, that should be a word. Yeah, so into a squirming, and that word squirming actually starts to look on like swarming at the end. Into a swarming kill. So the thread of the thread is snagged onto a squirming coil. Oh, it should be coil, isn't it? Because otherwise it's a swarming kill, which doesn't make sense. Okay, so here we're talking boy slash eh. So let me save that. So the thread is snagged onto a squirming coil with with no beginning. Yeah, with no beginning and no end. The thread is snagged onto a squirming coil with no beginning and no end. Yes, the lever overworked, the fulcrum shattered. Hole in truth will thunder open. And, well, just say they seems like they may have used their whole undying powers a bit too much. That, or the hero causing people to die, finally threw things out of whack. I'm not sure which. so red is snagged onto a spark coil. Alright, so end of that sentence. Some flee to is something. Oh, is that? No, not quite. It's not the missing character yet. Almost. Flee to your arcs. Hold one. Flee to your arcs, old ones. And become your predestined. Become your predestined selves. Flee to your arcs, old ones, and become your predestined selves. Okay, so what they did is seems like they stopped their own time so that they couldn't die. However, the hero found out a horrible truth, and the cathedral was built to generate that, and there are those who are given faithful, were allowed to fully die, it looks like, properly. And either they abused the power of undeath, or causing people to die after so long just broke the system. Now shit's gone haywire. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick pee break. Alright, it wasn't quite just, well, what I thought it was, but still, good enough, right? Alright, on to page 5. Less than an hour left, and we're just on to page 5. Ugh. Okay. Prison and a beacon. But was no, not was. But one must. One must live. One must live outside the one must live outside the shiver, I guess? Yeah, shiver. But one must live outside. I think I've translated that wrong because the shivering doesn't quite make sense. Shivering? Maybe, but I don't see an R in there. Unless it's just their accent, shivering. There's that sh, and then eh, and then that's the word I assume because it's the shiver. Oh no, never mind. I missed the top part. That's why I got it wrong. Shiver. It is shivering. Mistranslated. Like how I and L look the same. Alright. One must live. One must live outside the shivering bridge. Shiver. One must live outside shivering ring. One must live outside the shivering ring. The air. Seeking. And one must live outside the shivering ring. The air seeking an heir to the air. A beacon to bring that's and again. A beacon to bring about a ruin. Ruin Seeker. Ah, a beacon to bring about a Ruin Seeker. You're a Rune Seeker. You know, that's what the manual calls us on the page that highlights. Actually, I can just go to the page and show you. This page. And it's pointing to us. That's Rune Seeker. You. Oh boy. Seeking to bring about a Rune Seeker. To either grow strong and replace an L. Alright, so to either grow strong and replace an ailing heir, or to hold sacred holy cross and and un and unsure. Assume that's and unsure their wisdom. Oh, and unsure their wisdom lives on, I assume. Yeah. So to either grow strong and replace an ailing heir, or to hold sacred holy cross and ensure your wisdom lives on. Leading a worthy successor. Which will waiting worthy successor, which will inverse R is Y. Which will you be? Ruin Seeker. Which will you be, Ruin Seeker? Have you... Oh. Have you arrived... Which character is that? Inverse which is... Oh, that's the last character. Have you arrived? Now, if it's a huh, the only one that really makes sense here. Which also makes sense with the going on here. So let's just... I mean, that's how you'd spell ear. Oh, now let's go with more phonetic spelling. E. A, I, O, E. Yeah, that stuff kind of makes sense. So, have you arrived here seeking it's probably treasure. Yeah. Have you arrived here seeking treasure and have you arrived here seeking treasure and glory? Sounds like the Yggdrasil Labyrinth. Or do you seek to or do you seek to uncover deeper or do you seek to uncover deeper truths? Luck. So luck, care. Oh, look carefully. Ooh. Oh yeah, different from ooh, ugh. It's similar to ah. Okay. So look. Ooh. Alright. Oh, cool. 80% there. Look careful. Look carefully. Yeah, look carefully for the golden path. Lies. It's probably everywhere, isn't it? Ever. Yeah, it lies everywhere. So, what will you be, Ruin Seeker? Have you arrived here seeking treasure and glory? Or do you seek to, or do you seek to uncover deeper truths? Look carefully for the golden path. Path lies everywhere. And then it really do just lie everywhere. My word. And I got this hexagonal stuff at the top, which, yeah, that's words too. It's not words, those are actual words. So the... Zakesh. Me... Yeah, so the for something. The shot. The shad. It's probably shatter. Nope, the shadow. Shadow. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, so ooh. Yeah, it says ooh, be, oh, lee. Shadow oubliette. That's an ominous name. Man, if only I could read. Alright, so... yeah, and no, it's just canonical plane. Shadow oubliette. Far shore. Again, the same battle fought uncountable times. Okay, so in the the cycle continues. Yep, and so the cycle continues. Rune Seekers. Rune Seekers. Drawn. Yeah, so Rune Seekers drawn to the beacon. So Rune Seekers drawn to the beacon are to are tested. Okay. And so the cycle continues. Rune Seekers drawn to the beacon are tested. Those who yeah, oh, really? Uh, 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 eh, hmm, yeah. Oh, those who abandon. Those who abandon their. Yep. Those who abandon their. Those who abandon their quest are something. Or isn't it? Yeah. Are forgot. No, not quite forgotten. Are for yeah, are forgiven. Those who abandon their quest are forgiven. And and simpler. Oh, and simply disappear. And so the cycle continues. Rune Seekers drawn to the beacon are tested. Those who abandon their quest are forgiven and simply disappear. Which means canonically quitting the game can happen. Alright, this is what we got left. Those who are strong. Those who are strong enough to those who are strong enough to remember their really true. No, true. Those who are strong enough to remember their true here. Those who are strong enough to remember their true hero. Hell. Those who are strong enough to remember their true hero selves will. Through violent. Those who are strong enough to remember their true hero selves will, through violence, begin the cycle anew. So those who are strong enough to remember their true hero selves will, through violence, begin the cycle anew. Will you be the heir to the heir? And wait. Yep. And wait within the shadow oubliette. So will you be the heir to the heir? Wait within the shadow oubliette. Or before long, a ruin seek. No, sorry, a ruin. Yeah, a ruin seeker. Before long, a ruin seeker will be drawn to you. At this or there? Yeah, there. Their gifts will Gifts will re... Recale? No, that doesn't quite make sense. Will re... Yeah, so that is re... And k... Yeah, it's not a. Oh. Their gifts will recall your... Yeah, their gifts will recall your... Their gifts will recall your past. Their gifts will recall your past life. And you will... Oh, and you will... Really, Grunt? G. That's an R. Oh, yeah, I'm missing the vowel. Yeah, that's not that's something else. You will grant. And you will grant them the same. Grant them the same. You'll grant them, and you will grant them the same false. Well, the same false hope you. Yeah, no, I did not. You are quiet enough that happens. The same false hope. Oh, you. Same false hope you were given. So will you be the heir to the heir? And blanking on what word could end with T there. It's gotta be, yeah, that's wait. And wait within, oh right. Will you be the heir to the heir and wait within the shadow of Oubliette? Before long, a ruin seeker will be drawn to you. Their gifts will recall your gifts will recall your past life. And you will grant them the same false hope you were given. So yeah, heir to the heir ending is definitely the bad end. kind of felt bad. I was like, oh yeah, I beat this guy, which didn't quite seem evil because they were reviving me. But now I'm trapped where they are. Interesting. Alright, so to break the curse, a ruin seeker must buy ruin seeker must buy some mere must buy some miracle. Yeah. To break the curse, a rune seeker must, by some miracle, invoke a must invoke a relic from beyond. This mean. Oh, to break the curse, a ruin seeker must, by some miracle, invoke a relic from beyond this plane. Yeah, that's... I mean, story's rather simple, but man, it definitely took a lot. It took almost 3 hours to translate 4-ish pages. Alright, what do we have down here? So we have... Oh, that's... Whose is this? In regards to the golden question box, yeah, whose is this? Which is actually exactly what I thought when I saw that. I went back to it, went load file instead of continue, I'm like, wait, whose save file is this? Where'd it come from? Alright, things should make more contextual sense because we're back into manual land and not lore story stuff, which can have as much jargon as it wants. A slurry of proper nouns. Though there actually was hardly any proper nouns in there. I think it was just the air and maybe the shadow oubliette. Well, the cross was there, but I think it was only ever spoken in English. Actually, genuine keyword or proper noun stuff is actually mostly in English, except for the shadow oubliette. They don't want you knowing something that ominous sounding to be your final role. Alright, so... Alright, so continue... Continue most recent. Say, continue most recent file. Game. Begin a that is F, right? Begin a for begin a fresh begin a fresh wait. Begin a fresh quest. No, that one, gosh, I really see that. We are talking. Okay, so that's adjust. Set. Just set. Yeah, adjust settings. Load game is go to save data. Go to save data screen. Which then of course pops you down to the next part to show you the save data screen. And have yeah, it's money. I just call it money. That's what the yellow diamond stuff is. All it is. Money. Ah, the star though. That is hard something. Harder. What? Harder quest. Oh, do they adjust things for New Game Plus, don't they? Oh, it's pretty uncommon for games that have New Game Plus to actually adjust things for subsequent playthroughs. Really cool when it happens, though. Yeah, so that's H, and then R, D, R. Yeah, harder quest. That's the thing, they didn't change anything in Demon Souls, they didn't change it in Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 changed it, but then they didn't do it in Dark Souls 3. And then I don't think they did it in Elden Ring either. They did it in Armored Core 6, though. I mean, yeah, they up stats, but didn't, like, change enemy layouts. I know Momodora or Reverie Under the Moonlight actually did change enemy layouts, which is why I should go back and replay that, because I think I stopped after the first playthrough. I never streamed that game. I played that back in, like, 2017 or something, long before I started streaming. Actually, that's true. It could just be a stat up thing. In which case, that would leave me a bit disappointed. Oh, but to more seriously answer the question, yes, Souls games are a joke. Very serious jokes. Alright, so that page thing is unknown. Really? Unknown? Hiding things from me, manual. It's the manual pages. I just don't want to tell you up front, huh? Okay. Then we have so select a file. Select the file. Load will, of course, load file. And the resume play. Go to file and resume play. Data removal. Oh, that's so okay, so choose delete to remove a file. Oh. Oh. Choose delete to remove a file forever. I did not fully translate each character in forever, but it's enough to know that's the gist, because I can see the V, I can see the I can see the foot and the O. In which case, yes, I have the too. Right. When you dissect it like that, it's like, oh yeah, no, I know all the words now. All the characters. Let's see, for here we have, that's not the, I think that was, I'm not pay. Sure. Yeah, so adjust set adjust settings to customize your, that is your, right? Yeah. Customize your play. And yeah, to customize your play X. Yeah, to customize your play experience. It should be a play experience. I was just getting lost in the lines. I know. Customize your play. Like, I know this should read play experience, but I'm trying to get the actual letter by letter. And I'm getting to... I see the K. It's the last word in black here under the options block, but it starts with a K. We have the circle there, so that has to be eh. So ek, and then it follows by an S to get your X. Then it should be a P, except given how all the lines can join together, I'm getting lost on the boundaries between characters after that point, and that's what all the hesitation is for. So ear should be... Yeah, because ear also looks a bit like a P. Yeah, so XP. Yeah, so experience. Yeah. Just settings to customize your play experience. Now for this post-it note here. Even smaller font. Alright, so... So, options... Yeah, options mean your... or rather, you... Yeah, options mean you... options mean you can keep playing... Does it really mean then? It is an N, it is an M. Yeah. So options mean you can keep playing if the... I think that's a J. No, it's not a J, it's Ch. If the challenge is... Option means you can keep... Options mean you can keep playing if the challenge is too much. Right now. Oh, there's too much right now. You are... Oh. You are allowed. But basically to note to say, yeah, you can change the options if things are too hard. You're allowed to. Yep. And we are actually past 5 o'clock, so that's a good way to end it. I feel like I want to translate the next page, though. Sword lies at sword lies at the grave. Yeah, no, I'll be eating soon. I should probably leave things at this. I really do want to translate more at the moment. Alright. We'll continue this next week, where I will spend how many streams trying to translate the remaining 40x pages. Actually, how many pages are there? Because I think we're up to, like, what, 50? 55? Yeah, 55 technically to count the cover, but really 54, so 53-ish pages. We're on to page 10. We have 44 more pages to translate. Yeah, I could. Actually, we do have all of them at this point. You missed that. Like, it's getting to the point that I'm kind of reading this without referencing my translation notes anymore. A little bit, though. Yeah, I'll keep reading. Because I've done this before in other games, or remembering that I do this before in other games, where I'm like, you know what? I'll just solve these puzzles off screen, so that way if you play it yourself, I haven't shown everything to you. Yeah. Yeah, good idea on that. I'll keep translating then. When I have the time and the mental power, I'll translate some more. So until next week, we'll see how much I have left to translate, if any. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Fare thee well.